recently we applied to get press passes to the RNC and DNC as we do every 4 years. The Young Turks has been going since 2004. Some of our most interesting interviews, including with Grover Norquist and Joe Crowley before he was defeated, and I can go on, have happened at these conventions. The DNC this time around denied us a press pass. Now, on the one hand, if we're keeping it real, I get it, right? It's coronavirus days and the numbers are limited, so they want to limit the press. And if you only heard that excuse, you'd think, well, obviously they're going to give it to the CNNs of the world, and that's it. No, actually, they pass it off to the congressional press gallery, and they're saying, I got nothing to do with it, man. It's just people who are approved for that. But wait a minute, the people who are approved for that, number one, are a range of folks, including very, very conservative news outlets, Fox News, obviously, but also folks like the Daily Caller, started by Tucker Carlson. So now, do you think the RNC is just going to say, hey, you know what? Why don't we let a bunch of progressive outlets cover this, but not right-wing outlets? Now, the RNC would never do that, right? But the DNC is like, sure, yeah, Tucker Carlson, both your old website and your current show, everybody come, right-wingers, come. But the largest progressive news outlet, no thank you. So I'm gonna give you context on that in a second. But first, I was heartened by the reaction online, which is not a sentence often spoken. But Brent Welder, who's a former Just Democratic candidate and who was a really important part of the Rules Committee, was fantastic in fighting back on this, Nomiki Konst, and so many others chimed in here. But Brent had these tweets. He said, how phenomenally stupid of the Joe Biden campaign and the DNC to deny convention press credentials to the Young Turks. So stupid. And he followed up by saying, but I'm sure Fox News will get all the passes it wants. And of course that is true, and they will get those passes. So now you say, look, I don't know if we can let every progressive Tom, Dick, and Harry in. First of all, the Republicans bring in people like Diamond and Silk, who have 3 followers and are totally made up. And so they will let anyone in. They'll let lunatic people in. Now, on our side, we have very established progressive news outlets. And the DNC is like, what are those? I don't know. Well, I wouldn't know a progressive if it hit me across the face. By the way, it did. Cori Bush hit you across the face earlier, about a week ago. Okay, so you're gonna get to know us real soon. Jamal Bowman and many others. Anyways, but we're not every Tom and Dick and Harry. Now look, there's a lot of different metrics. There's television, there's your own websites, etc. But a giant metric is how you do on social media. And that's the future, that's the present, etc. So I want to show you something that you might not see all the time. And no one in Washington has apparently ever heard of digital media. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's the year 2020. So how do we stack up against the big boys? I mean, are we like a fringe little outlet? And I don't know, maybe in a couple of years you guys will get a press pass. Or no, let me show you the rankings. Hey, look at that, TYT with 552 million views. Now, wait a minute, is that our count? No, that's tubular rankings. Is that over the last year? No, that's just June. That's 500 million views. But how do we do against the other guys? Fox News, not bad. Almost kept up with TYT, 507 million views. CNN, 416 million views. MSNBC, so sad. 228 million views, not even half of the views of TYT. Could you imagine if the DNC said, no, we're not letting small little outlets like MSNBC in? Now, no, of course not. They're filled to the rim with ex-Republicans and very conservative Democrats. So they're like, MSNBC, come on in, red carpet. Young Turks, oh, you're larger than all of them online. Nope, I don't know what you're talking about, nope. So for God's sake, man, it gets some sense. If you're trying to reach out to progressives, I literally cannot imagine a worse way of doing this. And the reality is, of course, they're not reaching out to progressives. And the establishment Democrats, including the people who control the party, still either have disdain or loathing for all of us. And this is one of the many ways that they show it. Look, we were gonna do a petition to get you guys to demand that we levy, but there's only a week left. It's next week, so it's too late. And they're down to basically a virtual convention at this point anyway. But it is the principle of the matter, guys. And how they treat progressives both politically and in media, it shows you their disdain for all of us, and it's unbearable. But like I said, look, I'm overall incredibly encouraged, because whether they like us or not, we're here. So if you thought Squad 1.0 was good, wait till you get a load of Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman, let alone Marie Newman, let alone Mondale Jones, let alone so many other progressives coming to Congress. So DNC might not like it, but we're coming for them, one way or another.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. I really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.